Hi guys, welcome back to Wayward Son Custom. Today we have the Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 2.0 Performance Center Carry Comp. Alright, and so hopefully you guys have already seen my review on the Bodyguard 2.0 from Smith & Wesson. If you did, you'll know that I really fell in love with the gun. I quite honestly think that the original, the original 2.0 version, not the original Bodyguard, but the original Bodyguard 2.0, quite frankly, is the best shooting, well, just the best overall 380 caliber pistol I've ever shot. And especially in this kind of a package. Most of the time when you get a 380 and it's in this small of a package, I mean, you can literally just about hide it in my hand. And, you know, I don't have huge meatballs. I'm not like 8 foot tall or anything. But just kind of normal size hands. And I mean, for a package this small, normally 380s are really snappy and everything, and that was not my experience with the original Bodyguard 2.0. I keep saying the original when the original is actually just the Bodyguard, but for all intents and purposes, if I say the original Bodyguard, I'm probably talking about the 2.0, but I will try to clarify as I go along, just to keep from confusing everybody, since this is basically the third iteration. Alright, so between this and the normal Bodyguard 2.0, the first updated version, you have a few different things going on here. All right, for the most part, a lot of it is, I mean, 90% of it is exactly the same as what, if you're like me, you know and love, you fell in love with about the first Bodyguard 2.0. And that is, the frame's the same, the stipling's the same, the layout is the same, but where the frame does diverge a little bit from the first one, well, the first 2.0, is that you have this performance, since it's a performance center gun, you have the performance center trigger, which is just a little bit nicer than the already good Smith & Wesson trigger. Alright, so that's one thing. You do retain the 10 round or 12 round magazines from the original. So no problem with that, as long as, you know, if you have the original and you want to keep it, and you want to also get the carry comp, magazines are interchangeable, so not a big deal there. As far as the slide goes, you do have a few different styling cues. Serrations and stuff are a little bit different. On the top, you'll see you have a little bit extra milling work done there, which honestly, I can't really say that it helps at all as far as getting traction on it. I mean, maybe marginally, like right there in the web of your hand, if you're somebody that press checks like that, or you just rack the slide like that, maybe, but honestly, I think most of the work's being done on the by the slide serrations on the sides. You still have a front sight that is night sight, and then of course and the rear sights here are blacked out and serrated. So I mean, not a lot, like I said, not a lot of differences overall. Upgraded trigger, a little bit more milling on the slide. Other than that, most of the features are the same, except for, you know, what brings you to the party, which is this nice chunk port up top. And as you can see, pretty much just a scaled down version of the carry comps that you, if you're like me, have come to know and love. Because I love the 2.0 compact carry comp, the 9mm. I love the Bodyguard 2.0, and so I think, since this is kind of a marriage between the two technologies, I really think I'm going to enjoy this. I'm really hoping that this is going to be an actual upgraded version, that you're going to get something a little bit extra out of this than you do the original. But like I was saying, I don't want to beat a dead horse. Most everything on it is exactly the same as the Bodyguard 2.0, the original 2.0. Like I was saying, main differences is you're going to get a performance center trigger, you get some extra milling, and then of course the chunk port comp up front. All that good Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 2.0 goodness. So the only thing that really needs to be seen is how it performs on the range. See if the chunk port does any good or not, and yeah, basically put some rounds down range. So let's go do that. Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 2.0 Performance Center Carry Comp. And let's see what we got here. Alright, accuracy from the Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 2.0 Performance Center Carry Comp on a mini IPSC target. And this one, a few of the rounds from 5 yards did spill on to the full-size IPSC target behind the mini. But as you can see, not far off. This still would have been a bad day for anybody trying to perpetrate a crime against me or someone else. And then, so that's from 5 yards, and this is from 7 yards. All right, guys, we are back from the range with the Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 2.0 Performance Center Carry Comp. Now, like I said, I've shot all the other carry comps that came out. I do not own the metal version of the 9mm, but I do own the compact polymer frame carry comp in 9mm, and as well as the Shield Plus 9mm and carry comp accoutrements. So those I really liked. I liked the way Smith & Wesson did everything. I love the recoil reduction from the chunk port. Everything shoots great, accurate, flat shooting, less recoil, all that good stuff. Everything that you would have expected out of those guns. And the Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 2.0, in my opinion, is the best 380 pistol ever made. And you know, it's in some good company. I mean, there are a couple that are really close. The Beretta 80X, for instance, or the Glock G25 are very close there, but they are also substantially larger and also cost more. And for under 500 bones, you can get these easily all day long. And actually, quite a bit south of that on most occasions. I'm just throwing that number out there because that would be like the absolute most you would ever pay for one of these. All right, so a lot of value, a lot of bang for the buck. Very, if you're interested in concealed carry, for whatever reason, you don't want to go 9mm or larger, or like me, if you wear cargo shorts a lot in the summer, because you know where I live, a lot of times July, August, September, it's 100 degrees in the shade, and so I tend to wear cargo shorts a lot. It's very easy to pocket carry one of these, or you can throw it in one of the cargo pockets, whatever. But fits nicely in a nice little pocket holster, and all day long you can carry it, and you know, not feel encumbered or or anything like that, or have to wear something bulky to cover it. So there's all that. The from shooting the carry comp version of the Bodyguard 2.0, I can tell you that although the original 2.0 version of the Bodyguard was not overly snappy or anything, I mean a lot less snappy than most 380 guns of this size. Alright? And it was very accurate and all that. Well, all the good stuff has been retained on this pistol. I mean, everything I liked about it. I liked the lack of recoil on it. I like the accuracy. I like the ergonomics. I like the concealability of it, and all of that is still there. However, they did up it with the carry comp version, because even though it wasn't really snappy to begin with, the recoil is, you know, to me anyway, I can feel the difference. And I know a lot of people out there are like, well, you know, 380 isn't that powerful at all, yada yada yada. And I get what you're saying in general, but in a package this size, a 380 is snappy. I don't care who you are. I'm not saying it's punishing recoil. I'm not saying it's like shooting a 500 Smith & Wesson Magnum out of this frame. I'm just saying that a 380, although a small round, and what most people like myself would consider the smallest self-defense round that you should be carrying, even the 380 is very snappy, and you'll feel it in your hand. It feels like like you're shooting a bigger caliber because of the small weight to power ratio that you have here, because this is a polymer frame gun. It's very small, it's very light, and so it doesn't take a super powerful round for you to be feeling it and not want to shoot it all day long. And that can be a detriment, because if you're going to carry a gun, you should be shooting it. You should be becoming as one with it as you can. You should be learning how to reload it fast. You should be able to get on target quick with it. You should be able to get it out of concealment quickly. All these things, and unless you're going to the range and you're practicing, those are skills that are perishable, and over time, you know, going to the range once a year and putting a mag through it is like, well, to me it's below minimum standards. But at the very least, I think that's what a lot of people out there consider the very least, as far as keeping up with their handgun skills go. And if you're somebody that's like that, then even a little 380 in a small package like this can be very snappy and deter you from wanting to practice more. But with the original 2.0, they kind of did away with that, and now with the CarryCom version, the recoil is even less, and this is actually a small 380 that's fun to shoot, and there's not a lot of them out there that can make that claim. But I actually enjoy shooting this gun. It's extremely accurate. Now, of course, you're not going to be, you know, engaging you're not supposed to engage targets at like 300 yards with this thing. I mean, it's not what it's designed for. But what it's designed for is close-up, you know, everyday self-defense kind of situations. And so in that respect, this excels. It's more accurate than you need for most close-in work. The recoil is negligible. It's very easy to stay on track. It's very easy to keep your sights aligned and get them back on target quickly. It doesn't punish you. It has adequate firepower as far as the number of rounds that are on board, because you can, like I said, you can get 10 or 12 rounds depending on the magazine, and you can mix and match those. You know, carry the flush fit one at 10 rounds and then keep the other one for, you know, your backup mag, or vice versa. Or you could carry 3 10-rounders and 0 12-rounders, whatever you want to do. But the thing is that Smith & Wesson really hit on a winner with the original. I keep saying the original. It's not the original Bodyguard, but the first iteration of the 2.0 series, just the plain Jane 2.0. They really hit out of the park there. I mean, honestly, it has a good trigger, great accuracy, night sight. It's compensated. So I mean, the only real it has adequate capacity. The only thing that it's missing that a lot of people will might complain about is that you'll notice it is not RMR cut. And again, this is not really designed to be something you're going to go out and shoot competitions with, or you're going to be engaging targets from like 100 yards from you, or anything like that. It's designed for close-in work. And 7 yards in, you really don't need a dot to be effective. Can it help you? Sure. But it's not 100% necessary. It's not even really 60% necessary. It's just kind of something nice to have at that point. Now, as you go farther back and you're trying to hit targets farther away, then yeah, a red dot can really help enhance your shooting experience. But from like 7 yards in, I mean, honestly, and people will argue this too, but I go ahead and use my sights even close up like that. But as you start going in, a lot of times it's just going to be point shooting. And so, do you really need a red dot to do that? Especially on a gun this small. I mean, it would kind of, if you put a dot on here, even the smallest dot you can get is going to kind of defeat the whole purpose, because this is like micro compact. This is meant for like pocket carry and like deep concealment. And so again, the one thing that somebody could knock it for would be the other than the caliber. People are going to start wanting to talk about how the 380 caliber sucks and all this, and that's fine. Beat me up in the comments. Do whatever you want. I'm not saying it's the be-all end-all of cartridges. I'm just saying in this package it makes sense, and I wouldn't want anything bigger than a 380 in this package. But all that being said, outside of the caliber, the only thing that I could see anybody really complaining about would be the lack of an RMR cut. But honestly, a dot doesn't make sense on this. So overall, what are my impressions? In case you can't tell, I really dug the Bodyguard 2.0 in its first form. The Performance Center Carry Comp version, I extra love. This is now, in my opinion, it just took the first place from the now second place Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 2.0, because the Carry Comp is now what I would believe to be the best 380 ever built, at least 380 pistol. So with that being said, let me know what you think in the comments below. And by the way, I bought this on my own dime. Smith & Wesson didn't send this to me. It wasn't gifted to me or anything. I bought this on my own dime because I really wanted it, not just to review it, but I had a feeling that this was going to be even better than my original Bodyguard 2.0, and I was right. So now it has replaced the first iteration of the 2.0, which sounds a little weird. 2.0, the first iteration, I get it, but you know what I mean. Anyway, you guys let me know what you think in the comments below, or you can shoot me an email, either one, at waywardsoncustomgun@gmail.com, and let me know what you think of the Bodyguard 2.0, the Carry Comp version of the 2.0, Smith & Wesson in general, or whatever. And if you're shooting me an email, it can be about anything. It doesn't have to be about this gun or any gun. It can just be like, hey, what's going on, or hey, you're an idiot. I don't really care. I'll respond either way, and just keep it classy. But anyway, please let me know what you think of the gun and the direction that Smith & Wesson has been going the last year or two. And if you don't mind, if you haven't already, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up if you like 2A content coming out of this channel. Share the video, all that good. Load me up with comments down in the comment section. All these things really help jog the algorithm, and if you do that for all the 2A content that you watch, not just mine, but all of it, then it really starts to jog that algorithm and make it a little bit easier for us to get good 2A content out to you guys. Alright, and then if you want to go a step further and support the channel even more, and not on the cheap, well, it's still fairly cheap, you can always join the channel. There's 3 different tiers of membership. Each one piggybacks on the other, so the level 3, the tier 3, you get all the perks and everything. And then you can also buy some really cool channel merch, a little bit of swag from waywardsoncustomgun.com. And no YouTube, I don't sell guns or ammo over there. It's all stuff that you allow me to link directly to. So, but by the same token, once you're over there and looking at shirts and everything, you might notice there's a few links there for things that I can't link directly to from here. Also, in the description below, you'll find some promo codes and stuff like that to save a little bit of coin on things that don't go bang bang but are related. So anyway, until next time, watch your 6 and carry on. Wayward Son out.